Hello, I'm Peter Carey, and welcome to this week's edition of HelpPeterCook.com. This week's challenge was to take ground lamb, baby spinach, white rice, and white mushrooms and come up with an original recipe. And this week's winner was sent in by ExpeditionExchange.com's Iron Chef 6 competition champion, Mike Rupp. His recipe was kofta with rice, mushrooms, and sauteed spinach. I've got the rice going on the stove right now, and rather than read the recipe verbatim, let's get to it. I've got all the ingredients already pre-cut up and arranged here, so let's go through them one by one. First, we've got the ground lamb, a pound. Mike also says take a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground pepper, half a cup of finely chopped parsley. Unfortunately, I didn't have any fresh parsley as I thought I did, so I went with dried parsley. And half a grated onion, drained. Now then, we're going to mix all this together first in a large bowl. And he suggests two different ways of handling this. One is if you have skewers, you can make them into little balls, put them on the skewers along with the mushrooms. Or in my case, since I don't have any skewers and I'm not going to be grilling, I'm simply going to form them into little sausages. Okay. Lastly, go the onions. Mix this all together. My only hope is that the onions aren't too strong to dissuade my daughter from eating. Otherwise, I know she'll love this. So I forgot to lightly oil cookie sheet covered with aluminum foil first. I'm also out of shortening, so I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil here. Spread mostly evenly over the surface. Hope this will keep things from sticking too much. Let's add a little more. And if this is going to go horribly wrong, I know right now you're yelling at me, but since I can't hear you, I'll find out later. Now then, he suggests taking the mixture and forming them into little sausages. So I'm just going to make a little round, or kind of oval, much like the recipe from last week, except without the cheese. With the sausages all in place, I'm going to add in the mushrooms around. These will be broiled as well. We're just going to set this in the oven for, he says 3 to 4 minutes per side. We might need to take the mushrooms out a little early. I'm going to drizzle them with a bit more olive oil, help ensure that they don't roast too badly. And let's go place this in the oven. In the meantime, the rice is finished, and I'm going to start on the spinach. I decided to skip the spinach for now, as I remembered my daughter would like the spinach uncooked better than she likes it cooked. Here it's been about 3 minutes, and you can see things are grilling pretty well. I'm going to take these out and flip them over. Hold on. I just learned my first lesson about cooking with olive oil in a broiler. Don't do it. Set off the smoke alarm from all the popping and sizzling that was going on. And it made things quite smoky. So if you don't have shortening, don't use olive oil. Let's take a look at what came out in the meantime. These look plenty done. Looks like I might have done the mushrooms a little too long. Let's take a look at one of the smaller ones here. And I would like to take a moment to personally thank my mom for the latest addition to my kitchen, the spoon rest. Something I've been missing for a bit now, and something that's very much appreciated, so thank you, Mom. Okay, spread these out. The mushrooms look a little overdone too, so I might have messed that up. Now then, here's the dish. Looks quite scrumptious. Let's take a bite. Give it our initial taste test. A little bit of mushroom and a little bit of rice. Wow, this is really good as well. I don't think my daughter's going to notice the onions too much. A lot of other flavors in there. Thank you very much, Mike. I could see why you are the Expedition Exchange Iron Chef 6 Showdown champion. The recipe for this can be found on the site. Just go to the top where it says recipes. This is week 3's recipe. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week.